Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a slightly different background and it's a mess. Oh no, you can see so this is my desk where I usually film and I haven't tidied it since the last time I filmed. So today I thought I'll keep it really casual with you. I'm in natural lighting so you can see every part of my face, which is, not so good for me. So I've done in the past 2 videos all about natural lighting and makeup in natural light. And I've done quite glam look. And a lot of you asked for just an everyday friendly. I thought what I did last time was everyday friendly, but maybe it wasn't for everyone, so we're actually going to do everyday friendly today, and I'm doing that in natural lighting for you so you can see exactly how to do it. So just before we jump into that, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Stylevana. You have seen this sponsor pop up on my channel a few times. They are absolutely amazing. One of my favorite things to use is Korean beauty, whether that be skincare or makeup, and Stylevana have sent me a few things to use. Some of the products here I've used already in different shades, so that's good. I'm very familiar with them, and most of the brands, actually all the brands here are brands that I really like, so I'm very happy to be able to use them with you today. So the idea of today for the makeup is not too much but not too little, but kind of giving our skin what it needs. My skin today is feeling incredibly dry, so I filmed a collaboration video and it's not up yet, so I won't say much about it, but I used a product that I've never used on my skin before, and I had this kind of burning sensation to it, and my skin is just incredibly dry and horrible, and it's gone quite red and patchy in some areas, you see here. And here's another thing, I haven't threaded my eyebrows or my face because I was like, the UK's gone into another lockdown, I'm not going to see anyone. And then I was like, oh wait a minute, YouTube. So yeah, for me the key to a great looking base, a great looking makeup, is what we prep our skin with. So I'm gonna go in with the Time Revolution, the first treatment essence. This is from MISSHA. MISSHA is one of my absolute favorite Korean brands. They're one of the first brands I used in terms of skincare that were Korean. I've cleansed and toned already, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this essence. So I'm gonna pour a bit on my hands, and I'm just gonna gently tap that and apply that to my face. So when I think of my skin, it's very oily, usually. Today it's very dry, because of that product I use. But the thing with an essence, I kind of think of them just like serums. They have all these ingredients in that are highly concentrated, and they pack more of a punch in terms of ingredients. So you get that instant, almost hydrating effect and that instant treatment to the skin. And for me, essences and serums are really great if you have an oilier skin, because they're not moisturizers, but they hydrate and give us nice plumpness to the skin. If I personally am going to wear makeup, or I have a client who is extremely oily, I will always use a serum or an essence. I won't worry about moisturizer, because I know you're going to get enough hydration and what the skin needs without having to layer and layer products. So that's what I'm doing on my skin today. Of course, I absolutely have to go in with some sunscreen. This is from MISSHA. Again, this is an Aqua Sun Gel, SPF 50, PA++++. So extremely, sorry, it's because I'm in natural light, it has trouble focusing on products. So extremely high protection. MISSHA, again, their sunscreens is one of the only sunscreens I use. Look at the texture. And I have used this one before, so it's nice to have a top up. Now, what I like about MISSHA sunscreens, and actually Korean sunscreens in general, is, I think I've said this a lot before, is they're not what we imagine sunscreens to be like. So they're not that thick, heavy, sitting on the beach and your mum's applying your sunscreen, that layer of pure white. They're almost like a lotion. So you lose that thickness and that tackiness that you usually get from sunscreen. Even now, I can't feel that there is a layer of sunscreen, but I have a highest protection on my face. Perfect. That's exactly what, if you live in a really hot place or really humid place and you really like to wear your sunscreen, which you should be, great options are Korean sunscreens, especially the ones from MISSHA. These ones are amazing. Sorry if I get phlegmy in my throat. I just had dairy and, lactose intolerant, but I refuse to let that ruin my life. Okay, so we actually have a lot of options for eyes today. I've been spoiled with choice. So we have the Colour Pattern Palette. These are so cute. I love a good, small, compact, travel around product. This brand in particular is really great at making these kind of products. So we have more neutrals, which is nice. And we have the Drunk in Love, and we have the Love Card Palette. And again, some more neutrals. Now, these are my absolute favorite. I think I featured these. Did I feature these ages ago? I can't remember. We have the multi-cube. So we have All About Candy Pink. So these are amazing because you have the 4 eyeshadows on the top here, and then right underneath you have your blush. And then we have All About Chocolate, which is a really nice brown. I might actually use this one. tone, and then this more peachier tone blush under here. So we'll start with a Love Card palette, and we'll go for this shade here. This is called April Sunshine. It's just a very nude, So when I think about natural makeup and keeping everything, I guess, like, wearable, I think about sculpting the face and adding highlight and shine to the face rather than adding loads and loads of product. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to sculpt out my socket, almost like we are contouring my socket. And I already have my eyeshadow primer on as well, but I used a tiny little bit and I just buffed it out of my finger to give it a really nice, creamier, natural finish. Now I've kind of sculpted that out. I'm going to use the same brush and I'm just going to buff up and outwards. I haven't put any extra product on my brush. I'm just buffing out what's already there. I'm going to dip into number 3 from the All About Chocolate palette, which is this dark brown. And on me, the face shape, the eye shape that I like is more of a winged out, pulled out look. I find that my eyes seem quite close together because I have quite a thick bridge of a nose and quite a thick nose in general. It's nice to lighten up this area and pull out my eyes a little bit more so I don't look like my eyes are really close together. So with a darker brown, I'm just going to kind of start in that corner. And again, kind of sculpt out that shape. So I'm doing like a triangle. I always call it like a cheese wedge. Wow, I really should have plucked my eyebrows, hey? I'm just going to take that through the socket up around this corner here. So all we're doing, we're not trying to do, it's hard to describe, we're not trying to do an eye look, we're trying to sculpt the eye. So it's not so much like an eye look, it's a suggestion of a shape. So I'm going to go in with the All About Candy Pink, and I'm going to take number 2. It is almost like this pinky tone with a bit of shimmer to it. Shimmer's fine if you're doing something natural. Like glitter maybe is a little bit like a lot, but I can see a problem with a little bit of shimmer. I'm just going to use that on the whole lid just to neutralize my lid color now because I still have a little bit of my darkness showing through on the inside corner here. And you can customize this color to whatever tone you want to use. So whether that be a light beige, more of a brown tone, whatever you want to do, whatever you want your kind of like your main color to be, I guess, on the lid. Now I'm going to go into the Petal Pattern Palette. That's a mouthful. I'm going to look at shade number 1 and shade number 6. So number 1, which is a light beige, I'm taking on a pencil brush. And like I said, I want to pull my eyes out a little bit and make them not so close together. And one way we can do that is by lightening the inside corner. So I'm going to start right, I'm going to have to move my hand so you can see, right in here. Just by brightening up this area. We start to get like a lot of light bouncing off and it opens the whole area up. That's something you can do just to wake up your eyes in general. And I'm just also going to drag it under the eye just here. There you go, nice and bright. I'm just literally tapping that into any like crevice I can find. And don't worry about adding too much or too little because you can always just go over it and blend it out. I'm not really going to talk about my foundation concealer. You can use whatever. I'm not using full coverage again, just using something really natural. Just to even out the tone underneath the eye. Just tapping into those areas that are darker first. Blending that in. And once all that's blended in, take what's ever left in your brush or your finger. And you can take that across the rest of the eye. So good coverage, but not over covering. Oh, did I forget the darker brown? I forgot the darker brown in the other palette, didn't I? Yes. So I'm just going to go with the same brush we used before, and I'm just going to take number 6 from this palette because it's a bit deeper. And I'm just going to concentrate that on the outside corner here. A small amount. Again, just a shadow of colour. Foundation again, I'm just using a really natural foundation with hardly any coverage. And don't get me wrong, natural doesn't always have to mean you don't wear foundation, you don't wear something. That's just what I like to do. I'm going to start by pushing it into the areas where I need a little bit more coverage. So for me, it's on my cheeks. So with a foundation, I'm not looking to cover blemishes, anything like that. I'm just aiming for those main uneven areas. And I'm pushing and tapping that product into the skin. Okay, so let's get some life back into this face before we finish up the eyes. I'm going in with the I'm Mimi All About Contouring. So these are great contour shades for lighter skin. I think I'm going to struggle a little bit, so I'm going to use this one in a corner here, just to add that little bit of shadow around the edges here. Got like a patch of beard hair that I should have really trimmed before. You get the idea. And I'm not going too heavy with this. Again, we want to be quite natural. So I'm just going to shade in the temples and just around the forehead. And just by using like a fluffier brush, you know you're going to get more of a natural finish. I'm going to go down the side of the nose slightly. So I'm going to go in with another one of my absolute favourite brands. This is a MACQUEEN, and this is the Apricot Peach Lovesome Blusher. MACQUEEN is an incredible, incredible brand. Drugstore prices, but amazing quality products. I'm actually going to use their pencils today. Their pencils are one of my favourites. And from reading the comments on the last videos, a lot of you discovered their pencils and love them also. Just to add a bit of depth back to the cheek and give a little bit of brightness also. Listen, I'm not a snob, but I just feel like you shouldn't. If you're going to argue with your partner, don't do it really loudly in public. Okay, so I have two pencils from MACQUEEN here. As you can see, one's a little bit more of a metallic brown, one's a little bit of a deeper brown. MACQUEEN is one of my absolute favourite pencils. So I would like to keep the eyes quite bright. So I'm going to take more of a metallic, like goldy brown first, and just gently line the eye. I'm not going to add any shadow or anything to the bottom here. I'm just going to let that pencil do what it needs to do. And although it's dark, because it has that metallic shine to it, it's still allowing a bit of light to bounce off. I'm going in just as you would like regularly apply a pencil. And I hold it just at an angle and just go over the lashes here. If you do get these MACQUEEN pencils, when you put the lid on, make sure you really push it on because they are so creamy and they set so well and they last so long when they're on the skin. But that means that they can dry out quite quickly if you don't put the lid on properly, so do just be careful there. So with a darker brown, I'm actually just going to tight line my eyes. So I'm going to draw in the lash line up here. I know that may be a little bit squeamish for some people. And then I'm also going to use the dark pencil just to line the outside corner only. I'm going to use the same brush that we used to smudge out the bottom, just to gently smudge out the top. Okay, and then I'm going to finish up the eyes with some of the MISSHA 4D mascara. I've actually never tried this one, and I've never tried mascara from MISSHA, so we'll see how this looks. Okay, the brush, yes, okay. I always appreciate a brush like this, focus, because it's very close together, very densely compact, which means it's going to drag your lashes through the brush. So I'm going to zigzag and roll through my lashes so I can get all the benefit from a brush. Oh wow. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see how just massive they just went. Let's see how it does the other side. My lashes this side are ruined. So, oh, I love that mascara. This is a really, sorry if the lights just changed, the sun just came out, unfortunately. That's a really nice mascara. It gives the lashes a really good lift. Wow, they look huge. Okay, good. So the last product we're going to be looking at today is the Pep Balm. I actually have a few of these already, and they're basically like multi-use balms. So you can use them on the cheeks, you can use them on the lips and on the eyes. And it's quite dark. It's not really the color I would usually go for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tiny bit on the cheek and the lips. So I'm going to take just a blending brush and the smallest amount. I'm going to add a little bit of color to it inside here. I quite like the bleeding mouth look. I know it's not for everyone, but... Okay, so because it's a little bit deeper, what I'm going to do on my cheeks is actually go underneath, just here with my finger, just to give that almost like an extra depth to that cheekbone. It's actually quite natural. It comes out and it looks quite strong and intimidating, but when you actually apply it, it looks really nice and natural on the face, on the skin even. Face? Yeah, I guess it's the face. Oh, I've got a hair hanging out my nose. Has that been there the whole time? Okay, so I just moved back a little bit. This is our finished natural everyday look. We have natural skin, natural eyes with a little bit of definition, a little bit of lift with a pencil. This is really something that was quite heavily requested. I think our versions of a natural kind of change amongst everyone, if that makes sense. So my version of natural is... or everyday, I should say, everyday wearable is maybe a little bit more than this, but you know, I would be happy to go on camera with just something like this, very neutral, not too much going on. Still got some shape here, still got some definition, skin's looking nice and clean, not perfect. People don't expect perfection on your skin in real life, but they do expect it on camera. It's very strange, but no one's gonna look at your skin and be like, you know, I can see everything. But yes, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you learned something. Thank you again to Stylevana for sponsoring this video and sending me these incredible, incredible products. So happy to add these to my collection because I hoard K-beauty like nothing else. If there's a look you would like to see in natural light, do let me know below and I can do that for you. Thanks again for joining me. I will see you very soon. Bye.